Hi there, everyone. Good morning. Here we are again. And what I want to talk about today is one of the questions that I am most often asked is that who are my mentors? Where do I turn in terms of, when I need inspiration or when I need to reflect or when I need to talk to someone, Susan. But they've asked me how I go about choosing someone like that, or how even I go about choosing modalities. So I wanted to come in today and give you three of the most important tips, I think, on seeking out people who we are looking to for guidance, spiritual mentoring. I think this would include energy workers and psychics or intuitives. But first, I want to clarify the two separate reasons that we would go to, let's say, a psychic or an intuitive. Yes, there's an entertainment factor to that, absolutely. I'm entertained doing it every day. There's very real where it's just straight to the earthly stuff. That's a real and important part of things. Sometimes people just go for fun. They do. They go, they get their palm read, that kind of a thing. So that kind of experience is there and is something that people do. On a deeper level, there are people who, when you're seeking a spiritual mentor or a deeper, more insightful reading about your life path, things like that, that's different. You're seeking that for the purpose of not entertainment, but growth and healing. And that's a very, very different experience. So the first thing to understand is what you're looking for. Because if you're looking in the first category, I don't really think you need to worry too much about the next three things that I'm going to tell you. But if you're looking for someone to connect with because you trust them and you see how they're living their life and you want to know how they're doing things or get them to help you figure out how you want to do things, yeah, there's a little more insight that's needed there. So here's where I'm going to take that. So the first tip to seeking an energy intuitive, an energy healer, a spiritual mentor, someone that's there to nurture you, is to look for one with an actual human personality. And I'm not saying that Tracy isn't Zelda, the reincarnated, ascended Pleiadian goddess. I'm not saying that. As a matter of fact, creative past life work, guides, that's a huge part of our spirituality. So that is good stuff. What I'm saying is if you're seeking someone to guide you on the earthly path of seeking that, you want someone with a strong, grounded human personality. You want someone that you can see is actually putting into practice what it is that they're talking about. You can connect with them. They can be very human with you. Those creative things are wonderful. But if you're going in seeking ongoing spiritual mentoring, I'm just saying that it might become more about Zelda than it is about you. So look for that human face, human identity, and that grounded space, because they're going to be advising you. And if you want real spiritual skills for life, you want a real person there to work with. So the next thing that I look for is if they have kind of too rigid of a personal truth, or that there's like a level of flexibility in what it is that they're doing. We do want people come to talk to me because they're interested in what I believe and how I look at it. Let's look at it as a template or a structure of beliefs. For example, I don't believe in evil spirits or entities. I never have. I don't imagine I ever will. So if someone is looking for a mentor or looking for someone for a psychic reading to support this concept that there's an evil entity, harming their life, I may not be the professional for that person to work with. We don't have the same kind of fundamental concepts. So that does not mean that I don't think they need assistance or help. It just may not be mine. So I have this template and structure that I work within, and those who also don't kind of buy into the whole evil thing, they like that. That's why they come to me. We don't have to spend time casting off demons and stuff. We don't have to go there. So the idea is to find a mentor teacher that is somewhat strong and sure in who they are, but they're more focused on the creative development and opening of your life than the implementation of their own concepts of spirituality or beliefs. So if you're seeing one thing and they're saying, no, spirits exist 6 inches off the ground, and there's purgatory, and this is how it really is, I'd be walking personally. That's all. Because really no one has a right or such a high level of connection to truth that they're able to define it for others. There's something on this planet that can define things like that. That's science. That's a whole other thing. We're talking about spiritual guides here. Again, if it's physical stuff, you go see your doc. So that's what I look for. Are they trying to force me to believe anything? Or when I resist and say I want to move in this direction, are they saying, no, 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 it's actually like this? Because that's, again, someone who's not thinking of your growth or highest good. The third is, unfortunately, among healers, we have a group of well-intentioned, I'm sure, people that I call diagnosers. Diagnosers are often those energy workers where, you know, they'll maybe get you on a table and they're doing some Reiki with you. We don't use the word closed when it comes to chakras. Energy is always kind of moving. But I've had this happen to me, and this is what I'm saying. You get this message all of a sudden, like, oh, you've got all of these blockages in this chakra. This chakra is closed right off, and you've got all this, and there's all this. And I remember laying there and honestly saying, like I'm just not aware of anything like that going on right now. And the response was, oh, you just don't see it, but you will. So let's just briefly go there. My job as an energy intuitive is to let them move those layers up on their own. That's why they're there on the table, is so that it can move up to their consciousness in a time and space when it's right for them. And then we guide them through how to look at it again and decide where it fits in their life. So yay for you if you have the power to go 6 months ahead and see something there that they're maybe kind of needing to deal with all along. But it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about the healer. It's about their processes. And what that does is it creates stress and it sends the message that we're broken. So what I would walk away from is, if I went into anything, a reading, a mentoring session, an energy service, we're not here to actually diagnose you. Yes, we're here to feel where more healing needs to take place. But if someone started off with me with all the things that were just wrong with me, again, I probably wouldn't respond to that in that way. What we starting to do is we want to aim toward the spaces that people maybe want to move toward and help them re-look at everything that's there and see what maybe is holding them back from that. So those are the 3 things that I look at or I look for. I'm not just I'm going to say even in my friendships and pretty much every area of my life, I would say that these are the 3 fundamental dynamics that I would need from anyone that I would want to have a healthy interpersonal relationship with or communication with, is these 3 things. And go back to that other feeling you have, and that is your own instincts and intuition and senses. Remember, you've got these beautiful open energy exchange centers all the way up here. If a group of words or a sentence or something said to you makes them go like this or feel a little bit heavier, that energy is actually trying to shut you down, whether they mean it or not. But that's not relevant. What's relevant is you should trust that. They don't necessarily know more than you about you. That's not what they're there to do. So there are my tips for the day. If you have any more questions on that, by all means, feel free to get a hold of me or a message. I just want to say thanks again to everybody. Keep sending energy. I'm sending energy every day again out to the earth and out to everybody. So I hope that you're all doing that. Shine those heart lights. Anyway, thank you. Have a beautiful day, and we will talk again very soon.